Welcome to the Speaker Focus Show. Join your hosts, Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of SpeakerFocus.com, and Holly Hayes, a renowned mindset and energy expert from It'sHollyHayes.com, as we explore all things public speaking, communication, confidence, and personal growth. If you're ready to elevate your career and make a lasting impact, this is the podcast for you. Whether you're a speaker, coach, consultant, or expert in your field, we've got you covered. Get ready to unlock your full potential on this transformative journey with KTR and HH. All right. Hi, everybody. I am back with the wonderful KTR, and today I am so excited for this topic. We are going to be talking about the meeting planner. Now, as someone who is new to this realm and being a speaker and talking on stage, I cannot wait to get inside the mind of the meeting planner. And KTR, this is your specialty, so welcome.
Yes. Hey, Holly. Nice to be chatting with you again about one of the subjects that I love the most, which is my friend, the meeting planner.
Yes, our friend, the meeting planner.
Yes, everybody's friend. If you're in this business, that is the number one goal, is to have an impact on the person who controls the budget, and that is the meeting planner or event coordinator.
Yes, really interesting. So we're going to talk about a couple of things. You just mentioned the budget and the meeting planner. Now, what else would the meeting planner maybe be referred to?
Okay. In our industry, we refer to them as the event coordinator. They're also called the event strategist, meeting planner, chair, board, committee member, training coordinator. It could be an HR director. It could be the head of sales. Somebody who is a key decision maker who has an impact on controlling the budget to issue a purchase order, to get the ball rolling in the procurement process, to bring in a speaker in their organization. Anybody that has that key role, and it's never typically one. It's at least a minimum 2 or 3. It could go up to maybe 7 to 10 people that have an impact on who they want to hire to bring into their organization. It is a very, very detailed process.
And what sort of things would they, let's say we find them, and everyone, you should write down those keywords of what they're all called, because if you're going to do a LinkedIn search, that would be the first place to start.
Yeah.
So let's say we connect with them, we call them, and we send them an email. Then what would they be looking for from us to take that one step further?
That's a great question. Well, one thing about it, I take a very strong stance from a marketing standpoint, calling yourself a motivational or inspirational speaker versus a professional speaker. Because in my experience, 85% of the YouTubers are all in the motivational, inspirational category. Everybody's trying to out hustle each other online. So what that means is everybody, well, I should say the result of that is that there's a lot of noise in the system, shiny object syndrome. So if you want to create some separation and differentiation away from the run-of-the-mill average motivational, inspirational speaker, they earn $0 to $1,000, or they speak for free a lot. Now, another thing, they're very self-promoting. They don't really give a damn about the meeting planner, how to help them solve a problem. Whereas the professional speaker, the specialist, subject matter expert, leading authority, and trusted advisor, those are the speakers that earn the lion's share of the revenue, and they know how to provide service at a really, really high level. They understand how the meeting planner thinks. They know how to help the meeting planner solve a problem. So remember, don't think like a motivational or inspirational speaker. That's not helping your cause. You have to think like a person who's really, really skilled at marketing and understand how to help the meeting planner solve their problem. So you want to know where to locate these meeting planners. And a lot of people are like, well, I need to find the meeting planner. You don't find them. You attract them to your speaker brand by way of a very, very strong lead magnet. So how do you get their attention is through the proper phraseology and messaging. This is the very first strategy that we teach on our coaching platform at speakerfocus.com in module 1. You've got to create some thought-provoking, disruptive headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. Your job as the speaker is to create sellable and bookable marketing language. That's how you get their ear, Holly. That's how you get their attention. That's how you get on the radar so you can speak to them in terms they understand. Motivational speakers typically don't know how to do that. They don't understand, excuse me, the proper marketing language, the type of phraseology, those sound bites and those power phrases in order to make a real connection with the person that controls the budget. These people are struggling with a lot of very specific problems. And if you don't understand as a speaker, you're never going to be able to start gaining traction and make any money in this industry.
I think that's really interesting because I can think back on my journey of pivoting into this space and thinking, okay, I'm confident to speak in front of large groups of people. You know, I know what I want to say and how I want to say it. But barrier to entry straight away is, how am I going to get booked? So I think this is the thing that anyone who's thinking about entering this space, that's the first reason you perhaps might step back or give up on this dream, right? Because the way you just broke that down, I mean, that's why people have such success with your course and being affiliated with speakerfocus.com, because that's the very first exercise that you go through, and your expertise in marketing and getting insight, thinking like the meeting planner, like this is gold, because this is transferable to any industry. If you don't think like your ideal client, how can you attract them if you don't know what they like and what they dislike? Do you really know how to service them?
Correct. What I recommend to anybody that wants to get in the speaking game, remember, this is not called the motivational speaking industry. That's not what it's called. This is called the self-help industry. And our role, our job, you have a couple jobs and couple responsibilities as a professional speaker. You're supposed to teach them how to give you money. You're supposed to make it easy for them to work with you. You're supposed to speak to them in a language that they understand. There are so many people that simply don't understand it. I would recommend, if anybody's going to get in the speaking game, you need to understand consumer behavior. Yes. You need to understand the meeting planner. Like me, I'm a member of the International Association of Meeting Planners. I do live events. I've been doing live events for years. I understand how the meeting planner thinks, not only servicing them over 2,700 paid speaking engagements. And see, I know what the low fee coordinator thinks like. Most meeting planners, it's their first time doing a meeting. It's their first time hiring a speaker. So you have rookie speakers with rookie coordinators. Sometimes you have equals a bad event, because not either one of them really understands how to talk to one another. A rookie coordinator, meeting planner, is looking for a motivational speaker. Maybe that motivational speaker is going to make you feel good, but they're not the best fit for your event, because you don't really understand all the line items that go into managing an event, how super organized you need to be. So watch this. Meeting planners who book speakers at the $5,000+ level, it's a whole nother different mindset. See, they're looking for a speaker that actually can deliver that goal that you're talking about, deliver the value, help you with your key takeaway strategies. They want to, there's a right kind of speaker is going to help you and your audience achieve their desired outcomes and all their learning objectives. So it's a big responsibility that both parties have to make sure it's a good fit, Holly. And if it's not a good fit, guess what? I have people every day that tell me, hey, KTR, your style is too much. Well, the very first thing I tell people, my kind of honesty is not for everybody, but most, not all, seem to appreciate it. Right? The ones that really want to know the facts and deal with that, I'm not everybody's speaker. But the companies that are drowning in productivity, in lack of productivity, lack of efficiency, lack of time management, lack of engagement, those are the companies that really appreciate my style, because I'm very, very up in your face with the facts, and it's your responsibility to deal with it. So it's really all about studying the person who you're providing service to. And in this industry, you better have the number one priority needs to be how you can help that meeting planner do their job. Holly, I got another name for the meeting planner before you move to your next question. How about gatekeeper?
Ooh, I just got a shiver then. Yep.
They're the gatekeeper, see?
Yeah.
And See, a motivational, inspirational speaker is trying to speedball and get the messaging right to the audience. Well, guess what? The meeting planner is the person who unlocks the gate to give you the key, to give you permission to get you in front of that audience. So wouldn't it be wise, instead of taking your message to the target audience, you're going to try to influence the target buyer who is directly responsible for purchasing professional speaking services? But why is it that 95% of speakers don't understand that, Holly? Why is that?
Yeah. Again, it's this conditioning, right? We're conditioned to think like the speaker and get caught up in delivering to that audience. But I love the gatekeeper. That is so important to get through that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because think about it. If Holly, if you were having Thanksgiving dinner and you had beautiful white carpet, would you invite me into your house if I had mud on my shoes?
No.
You would be like, hey, you got to clean yourself up before you come in here. Well, the meeting planners thinking the same thing. They are literally, these event coordinators are putting their reputation on the line to hire a speaker. And let me tell you something. I've been on the bad end of it, Holly. I've been on the bad end when I forced my way in there. I talked my way in there, and I was not the best speaker for that event. I jumped on a plane one time for $200 to fly to Atlanta from DC. Right. It was the worst experience that I've ever had in my life. No one wanted to talk to me afterwards. The person that recommended me for the speaking engagement, because I didn't talk to the meeting planner and I didn't listen to their goals. See, this was early on in my career. I was still in motivational, inspirational speaking mode.
Yes.
I just went in there and made them feel good. Everybody resented me. So when I remember the next morning I woke up to go to breakfast.
Yeah.
The person who recommended me to the meeting planner, they ran up the hallway and they were stopping me. Don't come in this room, Kevin. Don't come in there. They're all in there talking about you.
Oh gosh.
The meeting planner, everybody. It was horrible because my messaging, I didn't know how to make a connection with the leadership that was in that organization. And all I was really trying to, they just resented me. And it was a horrible feeling. I just felt so bad when I got back on the plane to go home. And I went there for less than nothing.
Right.
That's myself for no reason at all.
That's a really interesting story. And I think one of the things I would like to say to that is that, well, success is not a really good teacher, actually. Failure is. So you doing that, even though it was out of alignment, you spoke to the wrong person. Now in speakerfocus.com, your hindsight is our foresight, because you have stories like this and you weren't afraid to fail, and you did do things. I'm sure that felt very out of alignment for your gut, but you just did it anyway.
Yeah, I felt horrible. And you're right. My role to provide this level of mentorship that I do at the highest level possible and to serve our students at the highest level possible is that I draw from those experiences of 37 years in 2023. I will be in the speaking industry. I started right out of high school at the age of 17 and a half. And then I moved right. I didn't know what I was doing in the beginning. And I'm glad that I had to take those lumps.
Yeah.
I made those mistakes and it took me so long to come around. I tell you, the way I say it sometimes on our platform, it's a little rough, Holly, but it's the truth. It's the truth. And my mom always told me, she said, baby, just say it the way it needs to be said. Say what you feel, speak unadulterated, speak the truth, speak the facts, and deal with the consequences. Most of my students appreciate it because I get them the results that they're looking for. Now, you're not going to be sorry if I said it a little bit rough to you on the coaching call, or I say, hey, Holly, you need to stop dragging your ass. And please, can you send me the signature programs? You shouldn't have articulated it like that. I'm not here to be disrespectful to people. What I am here to do is do the job that they hired me for, which is hold them accountable and make sure that they get this shit right. So when they go to market, they understand how to think like the meeting planner. They understand consumer behavior. You need to make moves like the meeting planner. It's an old saying, Holly, to catch a thief, you must be a thief. To catch a criminal, you must think like a criminal.
Yep.
See, They have reality shows about this kind of stuff. They have HBO series that they make out of this kind of stuff. To catch a criminal, you must think like a criminal.
Yep.
To do business with the meeting planner, you must think like the meeting planner.
Yes. Yes. Oh, it's so true. And this is transferable to any area of life, really, isn't it?
Yes.
It's
Yes. Yes. And the meeting planners in the top 5 most stressful industries. Like speakers, most speakers don't even care about the meeting planner, that they're right up there with law enforcement officers, firefighters, medical professionals, attorneys.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Meeting planners. Yes, they're extremely stressed out. You've got to design signature programs and products, professional speaking deliverables that help them solve a problem, Holly. This is the problem with the majority of the industry. This is what the majority of the coaching programs are teaching. This is why we catch hell. You're a maverick, pioneer, trailblazer. You're going to get talked about. Somebody's going to not like what you do. But at the end of the day, you're going to start to see what I'm talking about over the last 2 years in specific. That fluffy era of motivational speaker is over.
Yeah.
We don't need people making us feel good anymore. We need real strategies that's going to give us the slight edge advantage. We need people that's going to help us achieve our desired outcomes, all of our learning objectives, people that's going to empower us with a skill set. If you want to do more, Holly, you got to increase your level of skill. Yeah. If you want to achieve more, you have got to empower yourself with more raw data in your mind so you can perform at a higher level. And that's the only way it's going to happen. So think about the meeting planner and everything they have to go through. No, speakers aren't thinking about that because they're too self-promoting, just like I was for the first 7 years of my career.
Wow. I love that, because I think there's a lot of shiny object syndrome out there, and there is a lot of motivational fluff and, all the other things. So to stand out, you really have to do something differently. And you definitely have the recipe for that with your expertise in marketing. Like, it's nothing like I've seen before.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's really all about how do you make a connection with your speaker brand with the people that are doing the events. How do you do that? That was puzzling to me for many, many years, but I cracked the code and I solved it and I figured it out. Yeah.
Cracked the code. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about the second thing that you mentioned, which was budget, because I think a lot of people thinking about entering this space as well. The second thing that sets in after you think about, okay, yep, I'm a great speaker, but how do I find these meeting planners? I could bet that the second thing that comes into the mind is imposter syndrome. And am I worth it? Are people going to pay? Like when you're new, how do you know? You don't have a track record. You've got to create. Right. You've got to create that evidence. So two questions there, budget, let's talk about that, what they're looking for. And then second of all, with the imposter syndrome, getting that first booking at 5K, how do you handle that?
If you don't mind, let's flip the questions around.
Yep.
I like to address the budget first because there's 6 stages, Holly, 6 basic stages on our platform that we walk the speakers through. And especially a speaker that hasn't had any experience in the marketplace, they're going to hit every single one of these challenges, every last one of them. Yep. The first stage is phraseology and messaging. Second stage are going to be the sales tools. So you need to have a website that is meeting planner friendly and leadership centric. Notice I go back to the meeting planner. Your sales tools need to be meeting planner friendly. What does that mean? Your website, speaker video demo, speaker info kit, all need to have the kind of languaging, marketing language, thought-provoking, disruptive, headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. Everything comes back to copywriting, Holly, phraseology and messaging. So the first stage is phraseology and messaging. Second stage, sales tools. Third stage, how to properly request the right fee. Most speakers don't know how to do that. See? And most coaching platforms don't train you in this sequence. But again, I cracked the code. It's important that you take it in the proper stages. Fourth stage, posting the right things on your social media, maximizing on that premium real estate space, controlling the narrative. So the first thing they're going to do, Holly, is do a Google search on you.
Of course, yeah.
Then they're going to pull up your website and all your social media and every link they can click on about you. They're going to literally do some heavy digging. Well, you can control that narrative through your social media, but so many people play games with it. They share memes and things like that that don't feed their sales funnel. Fifth stage, sales funnel management, automation, sales cycle training, and also making sure that you are great at lead generation. You're attracting leads to your speaker brand, filling up your marketing pipeline. Stage number 6. Now you need all the outreach templates. And once you have that together, scripting, templates, email follow-ups, all that, all your speaker engagement agreement, speaker pre-program questionnaire, your speaker negotiating menu. We have all these templates on our platform that now, after 6 stages, you are now ready to do business with the meeting planner. Now, we can't talk about budget unless you build it out the right way first. So let's deal with the budget now, Holly. Let's deal with, you said imposter syndrome. Speakers simply do not believe, feel it, that they can earn the $5,000. That's why they're requesting $500 in their currency. And this is globally. Yes. Remember, I've done tens of thousands of these calls. I deal with 25 to 35 speakers globally every single day. 90% of them, when you ask them, so if I had to hire you for an hour to speak, what would you charge me? Remember when I asked you that, Holly, on the very first call? What did you tell me? What did you tell me?
A very low amount.
It was like $1,500 USD for an hour, right? And I was like, okay, don't worry about it. I'm going to teach you exactly what you should be charging. So you've got to first substantiate your value. How do you do that? Through the proper phraseology and messaging. You need the right kind of signature programs, opening paragraphs and bullets that describe in detail what you speak about. Step number 2, stage 2, you substantiate your value through having the right kind of sales tools. You talked about it before, Holly. How do you document your track record? How do you demonstrate your social proof? Illustration beats conversation. Say it with me, Holly. Illustration
based conversation.
Beats conversation. That's right. The meeting planner doesn't want to talk to you about how great and wonderful you are. Holly, I love you. You're beautiful. You're wonderful inside and out. I know you're super talented, but if I'm a meeting planner, I don't want you talking me to death about how amazing you are. I want you to show it to me. Evidence right there through your website, speaker video demo, speaker info kit. Now, most speakers I talk to, listen to this staggering statistic, Holly. 90% of the business professionals I talk to globally, the best subject matter experts in the world, TEDx speakers, legions of coaches and consultants like yourself, from soccer moms to Super Bowl champions, high profile, high net worth athletes, celebrities, entertainers, people from all different backgrounds, plastic surgeons. We do business with all of them on our platform. Blue check verified celebrities. Amazon best-selling authors, New York Times best-selling authors. 90% of them that I talk to with 10 to 30 plus years worth of professional experience are horrible copywriters. Let me translate that. They don't know how to create phraseology and messaging to make a connection with the person that controls the budget. How can you substantiate your value if you're not a great copywriter? If you can't demonstrate that to me through 4 signature programs, you can't do it. Now you're in the low fee category, $0 to $1,000. Every blue moon, you can earn $1,500 or $2,000. Anything below $5,000 is low fee speaking. You don't want to be in that category.
That's the reality.
That's the reality. Substantiate and justify your value through the phraseology and messaging, 4 signature programs, and your sales tools. Website, meeting planner friendly, leadership centric, speaker video demo, and speaker info kit. If you do that, when you do it, if you're the kind of speaker that doesn't want to drag their ass and stop bullshitting and you actually want to do the work, now you can have a conversation. You now have leverage, Holly. Now you can have the conversation with the meeting planner about budget. Now ask me your specific question. What has bothered you the most about how you make the request from the meeting planner about the budget? Or what question do you want to know? Who controls the budget? What do you want to know about the budget?
I think the question on a lot of people's mind, I mean, let's just think about it. When we have a conversation with our boss and we're asking for a pay rise, everybody gets uncomfortable, right?
Yes.
The thing is, if you don't ask, you don't get. So some advice around the confidence of actually asking for what we are worth instead of feeling like we have to conform and tell them what we are worth.
Yeah. You've got to see it up here. you talked about belief. You can't smell belief, Holly. You can't necessarily touch it. You can't see it, but you can feel it. You see? You can feel belief. You've got to believe. You've got to I call it building bridges out of uncertainty. If you're uncertain about something, you need to get empowered with some information. You cannot have the confidence unless you follow a very, very strong curriculum, and then you're going to know exactly what to say. So Holly, remember, you got to see it up here.
Oh, yeah.
You can't see it with your eyes. You got to see it up here. So this is the exact script we teach people on our platform. To make the request, well, first of all, to get a number in your head to say, okay, I want 5,000 to 10,000 every time I speak. That's one thing. One thing to ask for it up here. There's another thing to ask for it with the meeting planner. This is another problem with speakers. They're uncomfortable with requesting the fee because they've never had to do it. Like you made a great point. When you have to ask for a raise, how am I going to go in here and ask my boss for more money? I would love to have a better lifestyle. How am I going to go not ask for a quarter, a dollar? How am I going to ask for another $20,000 a year?
Exactly. Yep.
Can you, the first thing that your boss is going to say to you, have you substantiated and justified your value of us giving you another $20,000? That's a lot of money for a raise.
Yep.
Most people get $1 raise an hour, which doesn't really move the meter a lot.
No.
If you're going to request these kind of fees, you better be worth it. Yeah. So this is how you ask for the fee. And then I'm going to let's talk about controlling the budget.
Yep.
Do we still have time to do that?
Yes, we do. Yep.
Okay. All right. So example, let's say we had a student that joined speakerfocus.com and we walked them through a process. Let's say you listen to everything I told you to do. You created your 4 signature programs.
Yep.
You had the proper phraseology and messaging. You had the right kind of sales tools. And now you had more leverage. So when the meeting planner asks you, what do you charge? You can say, okay, Ms. Johnson, example, watch this, Holly. I'm going to close my eyes so you know I'm not reading from a script.
Yeah, yep.
When you can feel it like I feel it, when you can say it with this kind of confidence, you are going to be ready to ask for the fees. Holly, your eyes are lighting up. Watch this.
I'm excited.
Ms. Johnson, my fee schedule is as follows. $5,000 USD for 1 hour or any portion of 1 hour. $7,500 for the half-day program, which is 2 to 4 hours. $10,000 USD for the full-day program, that's for 4 to 8 hours. Those should be your domestic fees, plus business class accommodations, hotel and airfare for 2. You should be requesting a $100 meal per diem each day they have you on site. Ground transportation, luxury town car, SUV, or limousine that picks you up to and from the home or tour city destination airport. And if you have to go speak outside the continental United States or your home country, all of the fees double on all levels plus expenses. Did I stutter?
No, I have actually heard you say this already about 15 times. So I knew you weren't reading off a script. And every time I hear it, it's on point.
And that's why I close my eyes, because you've got to memorize it. This is, by the way, that's the exact script that you can read from on our platform. Now, if you say it more than about 15 or 20 times, you will memorize it like I have. And you will know exactly what you're requesting. Now, there is also a booking information packet that we have that has everything to hire you logistically from top to bottom. And you can send that to the meeting planner as a reinforcement, but it's really nice to be able to have that conversation. Now, what is it in specific that you want to know about the budget from the meeting planner?
Well, I think it depends on, I guess, what industry we're in, who we're trying to speak for. Would that be even correct in saying that? Or is this kind of like the going rate? We always talk about within Speaker Focus, we always talk about 5 and 10K.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that, Holly, because that's another great question. Your line of questioning always takes me exactly where it is that I love to be. This is why I enjoy doing business with you, because it just flows so smoothly. You understand your assignment like I understand my assignment. So since you asked the question, and we are going to extend this like we always do, we're going to give them more than what they anticipated. So we're going to go over the 7 different target markets that you can earn money as a speaker. And let's talk about the budgeting per market, because that is very, very important, because every market is not going to pay you the 5 to 10,000 like you're anticipating. And there's a reason why. Now, the first market is the youth market, speaking to kids. Now, let's understand this clearly. You have a bottom end of every market and a top end. There are low-level coordinators who are going to book you like at a high school. You can't expect to get any more than $0 to $1,000 when you speak at a high school, especially the closer you get to the inner city. They just simply do not have the budget. So you cannot expect a market to pay you what they're not capable of paying you. Right now, if you speak at a leadership youth conference like the Boy Scouts of America or some type of leadership conference, they will pay you the $5,000 to $10,000. It all depends on what kind of brand that you have. But you can earn the more revenue in the youth market. Like if you design a curriculum, if you've written a book for kids, if that's your niche and you are dedicated to that market, you can earn more revenue. Other than that, they're just going to slap you around and give you whatever they want you to have when you're speaking at high schools, because they simply can't afford to pay you, right? The next market is the faith-based market. And you have to watch this market because they have a bit of a broken system. The one that controls the budget is a person that works at a church. I'm not talking about a mega church. A mega church can pay the 5 to 10 grand, but you have to have a spiritual relationship-based program. If you are an expert, a subject matter expert, and that is your niche, and you strictly serve the faith-based market, the mega churches have the budget of the 5 to 10K. Like my dear friend Joel Osteen. Joel's keynote or honorarium is $100,000 plus. But he goes speaks at a mega church that has a budget. The lower level churches can't pay him that. But the lower level churches, you have to watch it because they will try to get you to come speak for free.
Of course, yeah.
Or they have a bit of a broken system. It's a love offering, an honorarium, or a collection system. They may collect enough for you, Holly, where you're going to have enough for some gas money and some Chick-fil-A with you and your boyfriend on the way home. That gets old really, really fast. Am I making sense to you what I'm saying?
Yes, totally. Yep.
Okay. So this is these markets are fractured. There's a low end and a top end. You've got to learn how to connect with the meeting planners at the top end. And that's all in the phraseology and the messaging and the marketing collateral and everything I taught. See, I'm going to keep going back to the same thing. If you want to earn the higher fees, you better have a really, really strong message in that niche to serve that target buyer who's going to pay you the budget to get you in front of that target audience, the target market, youth market, speaking to kids, faith-based market. Next one, government contracting market. Now, you know what I learned about the government contracting market, Holly? This is going to break your heart.
Okay.
I was able to change my zip code by doing government contracts, but they only want to pay you $1,000 to like $4,000 a day. The top end I ever got at the government contracting market was $6,000 a day for a full day training for the HUD Leadership Conference in Detroit, right? They probably hired me 30 times to do their graduation leadership academy ceremonies, right? But what I learned is, and here's the heartbreaking part, they don't want the best speaker. They want the one who's going to do it for the lowest amount of money. So I'm sitting here wanting 10,000 where they only pay me 2,000. Now I was doing 10 of those a month. So that's still 20,000. I was able to change my zip code, put my wife in an S-Class Mercedes, build a new house. I'm like, I'm tracking, I'm making more money. But you know what I'm thinking to myself? I'm supposed to be making $10,000 a day, but I'm only making $2,000 to $4,000 a day.
Yeah.
I want to go someplace where I'm celebrated, not tolerated, Holly. So I had to stop. See, you see what I just said? I had to stop doing business with government contracts. The money is consistent. It's big.
Yes.
But it doesn't pay you what you're worth when you really know how to teach, facilitate, and transfer knowledge. See, I wasn't a motivational speaker anymore. I got good at business development. I got good at leadership training. Now, the next market is the college and university market. You have about 4,000 plus colleges throughout the United States and U.S. Virgin Islands alone.
Yeah.
We're talking about the ones that's overseas. You're talking thousands of colleges. You have to take out all your expenses up front because they won't give you the 50% non-refundable deposit up front because typically they cannot. They're going to have your check as soon as you get on campus.
Right.
Now, even with the colleges, unless you have a celebrity brand, they're going to put a cap on your salary of right around $4,000.
Okay.
If you really want to work consistently, $1,500 to $3,500. $2,500 is the golden number. That's all inclusive. That's all your travel and everything.
Yep.
But Holly, sometimes by the time you take out $400 to $600 worth of expenses, you're only at like $1,900 for the engagement.
Yeah.
It gets, Holly, believe it or not, take it from somebody who's done over 2,700 paid speaking engagements. You get tired of getting hundreds of checks for $700, hundreds of checks for $500, hundreds of checks for $1,000, hundreds of checks for $2,500.
Yep.
I'm like, when are they going to start paying me $5,000 to $10,000? I want the bigger dollars.
Yes.
That's why I saved the best for last, Holly. The market that you're custom built for, and the market that I spent 75% of my engagements in, the corporate and association market. Those are the ones that pay you first-class business accommodations. They send you 50% non-refundable deposit up front to take that date off your calendar. They will give you the meal per diem. They will give you all the ground transportation, all of the expenses that you can imagine. They will pay for the workbooks.
Yep.
In some cases, they will pay for you to do case studies and consulting work up front before you even show up on site.
Wow.
Those are the ones when you this is the reason why my keynote is $50,000 USD, and the only market that can pay that is the corporate and association market. Now, there is a process to go through to start the procurement process. So one key decision maker in there is going to say, hey, Holly, we want you to come speak. So you're going to ask them, how long does it take to start the process to create a purchase order and start the procurement process? They're going to tell you, hey, Holly, it's going to take 7 to 10 days for us to get you in the system. We will have you your money in about 2 weeks. You're going to raise your hand and say, okay, that's acceptable. I offer them a 5% discount if they pay it in full. Is it possible to put this on your company credit card? Yes, KTR, we have a company credit card. Okay, if you pay it in full, I offer a 5% discount.
Right.
If you pay it in full.
Yep.
So those are all the markets. There is a budget, a person who controls the budget in all those markets. There's a low end and a top end. You need to find the top end of each one of those markets, and you too will become a high fee speaker. And you will make a connection with the meeting planner who will be happy to pay you the fee. It's really all about negotiating with them, Holly, because they're like any other company. They're trying to hold on to as much of the money as possible. It's your job to negotiate with them. What I always say is this: it has to work for their budget, and it has to be fair to the speaker. If you can do that, you will get the fee that you deserve every single time. Even if they don't pay you the $5,000, you still can walk away saving face. And even if you take less, you can reinvest that money back into their organization through a document we have called a speaker negotiating menu. And that will still allow you to get some value for what you lost. Let's say you wanted 5, they paid you 4.
Yep.
The speaker negotiating menu, you can say, well, I need a free booth at the conference. I need a 1/4-page ad put in your trade magazine. I want 3 referrals. I want the event videotape. I want all the pictures. I want pictures with the staff over there by the Affleck sign at the conference. You see how much value that far exceeds the $1,000 that I lost from the gig, but I'm going to take the 4 and I'm going to learn from the experience, and I'm going to keep getting better to build my speaker business.
Wow, this is so valuable. And I think for anyone, like myself, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, I'm staring at the microphone behind you because that's what I've had on my vision board for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Is the microphone. And again, it starts off as a dream, and it started off as a thought. And I'm thinking to myself, how will I ever get myself to that level? And then I found you. Well, actually, you found me. So
the universe attracted us. You got attracted to us.
Exactly.
We got attracted to you. That's what typically happens, Holly. You've been thinking about this for years and years and years. When the energy aligned itself and you felt comfortable and you trusted a training system and a platform who would meet your needs as a speaker, and you made it very clear what you were trying to accomplish. All I did was say, Holly, this is what we offer. These are the stages that we can help you. And you said, wow, I've never heard anything like that before. anywhere. The way we present it is very unique. But Holly, you hear pain in my voice. Really, I just don't want you to have to go through the hellfire that I went through. It's bad enough you have to wake up every single day as an entrepreneur and make those mistakes. But we're very happy and delighted to bring you these strategies because I believe in serving people at the highest level possible. And that's what we're dedicated and committed to helping you do at speakerfocus.com.
Oh, absolutely. And just the way, like, I've never been inside of a container or an online course where you actually look at and correct our submissions or our homework, whatever you'd like to. I like to call it grow work, but whatever you
Grow
like to
work.
call
Yes.
it.
I love that. Grow work. Yeah.
Yeah. And just the attention to detail. And, the last thing you sent me back, you asked me to dig a little bit deeper, and I was close, but I hadn't hit that target yet. And, that is hard to hear, but it's also so constructive because a lot of these online courses that you're inside of, there might be exercises to do throughout the program. And a lot of the times you're submitting work, but it's actually going nowhere. It's going into the cloud just so that you can access the next module, just to say, I've done it, but no person actually opens it up and looks at it.
No, that's the problem. See, that's the flaw in our industry, in the coaching industry. Everyone's telling you what to do, but very few people have the skill set to show you how to do it. More importantly, tell you the reason why. And, listen, we have one goal at speakerfocus.com is to make sure that when your speaker brand finishes all these modules, that you can present the strongest product possible to make a connection to serve them at the highest level possible. See, a lot of people don't understand that. There's so many speakers in the system that's chasing money.
Yep.
And that's why they're not earning very much of it. I teach our speakers how to serve at the highest level possible, help the meeting planner solve problems, give some key takeaways, help them achieve their desired outcome and all their learning objectives. This is how the meeting planner thinks. You should be doing that because that's what they're looking for. And if you don't give it to them, it's such a horrible relationship and it's such a disappointment. And I have failed and let the meeting planner down hundreds of times by providing motivational fluffery and that kind of blow some smoke up your ass, weak dialogue that most speakers provide. When you start becoming a professional speaker and you learn to facilitate, you learn that you have a responsibility to the meeting planner to create strategic partnerships and to build these kind of relationships that add value to the people that spend their hard-earned money to come to these conferences, and they want value and they're looking for the slight edge advantage, and it's your responsibility to do that.
Wow. I've learned so much myself, and I know everybody that's watching this right now has definitely taken away some golden information here. And I guess, if you want to book a call, then have a look down at the box below, and they'll have the link to book a call with you to find out what this is all about in speakerfocus.com.
Sure. I offer a free 30-minute strategy session if you're really serious about taking your speaking goals to another level. You're not trying to play any games. I'm going to tell you straight off the break. I don't allow people to waste my time. I'm not here to waste yours. If you are serious and you willing to understand how this business works, I will assess your speaker goals and tell you how we can help you. And if you have a budget to get started, then we would love to do business with you and have you on our platform. We're not looking for just any and everybody. It's a certain kind of client that we have on our platform that we take through the onboarding process. And because they're willing to do the work. And a lot of motivational speakers are not willing to do it. I have people tell me, hey, listen, I thought you were, when I tell them that I'm going to teach you how to become a professional speaker, and it's not really about motivational speaking. Some people don't want to continue to call. Oh, that's not what I want to be a motivational speaker. Okay, fine. Then do that. If you would have just waited another 2 minutes, I could have saved your life.
Exactly.
Yep. I could have saved you pain.
We can't save them all, can we?
We can't save them all. Like I suggest to people, when they provide the drop-down option in your Instagram profile, one of the drop-down options is motivational speaker. Don't select that.
Yep.
Select entrepreneur. Select educator.
Yes.
Select something else other than motivational speaker.
Well, exactly. That's such a broad term. Like, what does that actually mean? What do you motivate?
Because that's what everybody does. Yes. I'm an entrepreneur. I am not going to be boxed in and typecast like a child actor. You know why child actors don't want to take on a role?
Why?
Because they're going to be stereotyped like that for the rest of their life, and it's difficult to get work.
Yeah.
It's like a curse.
Yeah.
You ask any child actor who blew up when they were a kid, and then when they got older, they were trying to do other roles, and they just went back to say, "Oh, I just remember you as Arnold from The Facts of Life."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I remember you as a little girl from Punky Brewster.
Yes. Yep.
And it's difficult to get out of that. And a lot of them have psychological issues because of that.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that with the meeting planner, especially right now. These meeting planners don't give a damn about your fake ass story, motivational inspiration. See, I'm the only coach in this industry who talks like that.
Yep.
But I'm talking to facts.
Yeah.
I talk to meeting planners every day.
Yes.
And you know what I'm hearing? I'm talking, they're my meeting planners are my colleagues.
Yes.
I'm a member of the International Association of Meeting Planners. I'm not just a speaker.
No.
I understand how the meeting planner thinks and what they're looking for. And what they always say is, listen, KTR, we're sick of listening to all this motivational fluffy stuff. And I have real challenges, and I need to put the best product on stage as possible.
Yeah.
And if you're not delivering value, how are you supposed to do that?
Wow. This has been so great. And I think anyone watching this, if you've got any questions or comments, drop that below and we can get back to you. We're going to be recording future episodes of this chat and many more topics to come. So Absolutely. Any questions we'll happily take, and we can definitely talk about them next time.
Yeah. Always a pleasure, Holly. It's always good to vibe with you. You know, you're such a light giver and an energy giver. Your spirit is so, I get uplifted every time I talk to you because, and more importantly, you're a very hard worker. And I want to point that out. You're very welcome. Well, I call it like I see it, and you know that. Well, there's a lot of people that want something and they want to take from the system without giving it anything, right? And you're willing to do the grunt work. You have become an invaluable asset to me personally and the entire Speaker Focus team, to not only get a chance to coach you and mentor you, but to have you be a part of our team to help me produce content and bring this kind of value to the world has been, it's been a game changer for me and a lifesaver. And I want to thank you for the time and energy and effort that you put into everything that we've done thus far. And I'm telling you right now, 2023 is going to be better because you're going to be a part of it. And I want to thank you so much for that.
Oh, thank you so much. That's beyond kind. I'm just so appreciative. And honestly, everything that you bring to the table every week. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being you.
I'll continue to be. I don't know how to be anything else at this stage in the game.
Exactly.
What we do works. It's not for everybody. And what I learned is, and this is a tip for all you coaches, consultants, and speakers out there. You have to stop trying to make friends. You have to stop trying to be perfect. You have to stop trying to be right all the time.
Yes.
You just need to document your journey, and you need to speak authentically, your truth, whatever that is. However it comes out is how it comes out, and you're going to find your audience. I should say you're going to attract your audience, and you're going to attract the right people that's going to be a great fit for you. And when you serve is all I think about. If you just serve at the highest level possible, you'll always land on your feet in the right arena where the money resides.
Agree. Yep. Do what you're passionate about, do what you love, and the money comes, the money follows.
Yep. Got to put the work in first. You got to put the work in.
Absolutely. Yep. Yes. And as we've just learned, teamwork makes the dream work.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next time, KTR. Thanks for your time.